Well, hi there. Welcome to Home Wizards, where we love to help improve your home and improve your life. I'm Cindy Dole.
I'm Eric Stromer.
And, it is springtime, and it makes you think of spring cleaning, doesn't it? You don't
It makes me think of daffodils. My daughter has these really cute little daffodils at school, and she keeps pointing them out and saying, "Isn't that great? Can we have those?" And I say, "Why no, we can't.
It's messy.
We didn't do that."
Well, spring is the time to definitely not only enjoy nature and all the beauty that we have, but to purge and organize. And so ever since we had this kitchen project going on, we have been really attacking junk. Have you noticed when you do a remodel, you move all the things from the room that you're working on to another part of the house?
Oh, I've noticed. Have you been to my house lately and seen the side yard, the dreaded side yard?
Is that your storage area?
Oh, it's just it's the kind of thing where you pull some stuff out. I'm gonna get a dumpster. 3 months later, after the rain has hit it, it's still there.
Well,
oh boy!
So I thought we'd talk about purging and organizing, and maybe this can be the side yard.
This may inspire me today.
Right, and as you're thinking about downsizing your stuff, I mean, one of the things that can be so tormenting is, oh my gosh, that sweater, I love that sweater. Even though you never wear it anymore, who is going to really enjoy that sweater? Or for me, this past week, it was all these blankets and sheets that we had that really aren't good enough for people anymore. They're kind of old and tattered, and, I thought, who could I give these to? And you know what the answer is?
Me?
No. You're too good for these. It's a pet shelter. And
so
that's good. I went to the Pasadena Humane Society, which is a phenomenal shelter. If you haven't been there, it's right there off of Del Mar, and it is such a great place. It's so clean. All the pets there are given a home.
See, I can't go to those.
But that is not sad. Because
I want to bring home 9 of them.
I know. Well, you have to get online. In fact, one of the dogs I saw in these little runs, very clean and spacious runs. They're not cages; they're runs. Yeah. And some were wearing bandanas, but one in particular.
No, bandanas from your bed sheets. That's what they're wearing. They look like Rambo.
Well, anyway,
dogs.
So one was. They all have like a little name in the photo and said, "Please don't pick me. I already have 20 people waiting in line for me."
They do have that kind of backline here.
They do. So I went to the Pasadena Humane Society because I had heard that shelters love your old blankets and sheets and such because they use it when they're bathing all these pets.
See, this is great information. I
didn't
know you could do this.
So I went there, and I had a big mound. I had maybe 25 old towels and sheets and whatnot. And they were all clean, but, they weren't perfect. But for these guys, like, oh, thank you, this is great. And so I said, well, do you really need them? Or are you like a lot of other charities where it's like, oh, my gosh, please don't come. We have so much already. They said, no. And I said, because we have a radio show. Would it help if we talk about that? They said, yes.
See, this is so much better than the things being piled up in my side yard getting rained on. And the dogs can have bath towels, finally.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Bedding.
It's like they're at the Ritz-Carlton all of a sudden.
It is.
This is really good to know. Yeah.
And you feel so good after doing something like that. So,
and I feel bad just throwing stuff in the garbage, I got to tell you.
You can't. So I thought we would go through from A to Z. We have found all these great websites and places where you can literally discard stuff from alcohol that you don't need anymore.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not getting rid of that.
Like maybe you had some old liqueur or something that it's still nice, but
you mean the dogs get drunk too?
No, hold on. It's
oh,
not
I
for the
didn't
dogs.
realize you meant
what? No. Okay, so all right. So we're going to leave the dogs. Well, before we get to the alcohol part, the dogs is PasadenaHumane.org, and by the way, every year they have about 12,000 animals that they take in. They had turtles, rabbits.
What's the placement statistic? They pretty much all go to homes.
They are all. None of them are euthanized. And so, anyway, we'll check out it. Go to PasadenaHumane.org.
By the way, who came up with that term?
What?
Euthanized.
I don't know.
Please,
I don't know.
Now.
Anyway, so it's
very friendly.
It's a great. If you're not in that area, there's plenty of shelters all throughout the state, the country, that are eager to take your towels and your sheets. So check it out.
It's going to be so strange for me to see a schnauzer wearing my old bathrobe from 1987
with a little S on it.
With a little S, the family crest.
That's cute. So let's go from A to Z. So to the alcohol. All right. So let's say that you had a big party and you had a Super Bowl party. You had a who knows what party. It was Christmas.
Yeah.
And you bought all this stuff and you don't really drink it. You bought it because your other relatives drink it. It's some other kind of liqueur or hard liquor or whatever.
Uncle Bob, he always says he wants it and never drinks it.
And now it's just sitting there collecting dust.
Yep.
Here's a great solution for it. There's a lot of different art galleries that are up-and-comers, that are new, that don't have much money, and they would love that bottle of booze that you have to serve at their party, because they're always, having a little wine tastings.
I mean, there's a very slim profit margin in the art world. My dad had a gallery, and it'd be nice if someone would have donated some liquor.
You would have taken it.
Yeah, sure.
So some nice little, who knows what.
Yeah, only so many times you can
liqueur.
Yes.
All right.
Is there a spoilage date on these things?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you don't want it's going to start tasting like vinegar.
Depends on the level of the artist.
We'll say, within the past, the level of the artist, if you know them.
Yeah.
B as in batteries. Now, batteries you can't donate because they're hazardous, but I just
listen to this.
That.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
However,
yes.
My sound guys on the TV show, they take the batteries out after they've been in the wireless microphones, and they're not completely dead, but they still work for things around the house. So I think that you can donate the used batteries, and this is to all the production companies across this great nation of ours. You can donate the batteries used for TV production, and they'll still work and have a tremendous amount of life. This is a little known secret.
That's a good one.
People just don't know about
That is
it.
a good one.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, they are hazardous. How many people just accidentally or just aren't even thinking about it, put the batteries in the trash can? Don't do that.
Yeah.
We have a Ziploc above our washer and dryer that we save all of our, our spent.
And tell me where you take them?
Well, there's like hazmat weeks all throughout Southern California, all throughout the country.
Isn't it hard to drive to the location in one of those big suits?
You don't have to go.
I'm kidding.
It can get kind of uncomfortable.
It's very hot.
How do you breathe?
Yeah.
We have one of those masks on, right?
Exactly.
Like an astronaut helmet or something?
That's right.
Kind of like the scene from E.T.
Yes. It's the same place, though, where you take the paint that's used and stuff. I got you. Okay.
Anyway, the hazmat drop-off sites all are throughout Los Angeles County, throughout the state. You can go and Google that and find out, when it's happening and so forth. But that's for the batteries. Now, for bedding, if it is in good shape and it's not like pet-worthy, if it's people-worthy, there's a lot of homeless shelters that would love your sheets.
Boy,
so think about that.
And also mattresses?
And mattresses. Go to beyondshelter.org, and it has the list of all the different shelters. And
I can't tell you how many times in my life I actually had a hand-me-down bed.
Me too.
Did you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Where you can feel the spring right up against your back.
As a college kid, you don't have that kind of budget, so you just take, Joe's bed from up the hall there.
So these are all things where, as you're cleaning up your house, you're downsizing your stuff, now you have a home for these things to go to.
Great.
Bicycles. Do you have an old bike in your garage?
About 7. Yeah.
There is a great cause called Wheels for Life. And basically they take your bike, and then they also will buy bikes, and then they will give them to people all over the world.
Well, see, that is amazing.
Isn't that great?
Yes, because I've got, all the old BMX bikes from the kids 2 years ago. They're too small now. You're never going to sell them.
Yeah.
So you might as well donate them.
And there's, of course, a lot of organizations that will collect bikes. They're either youth programs, for at-risk kids, and then they will export the bikes to developing countries and so forth. That really is a crucial means of transportation,
Absolutely,
So don't just, of course, you can give all these things to the Salvation Army or the charity of your choice, but we're just coming up with homes that are specific to those things around your house or in your garage, or in Eric's case, on the side yard.
The side yard, that's right.
Where they could be, opening up your space, so now you have more room, and also, boy, that person is so happy. That is what makes me feel good.
Yeah.
When someone's appreciating that
and
thing.
you know that the money that you spent is actually now being passed along to somebody who could really use this. And I think it's charity. It's
now,
fantastic.
when we come back, we're going to talk about books, because books, now this is my husband's thing, because books, they tell a lifetime of stories, and it's hard to part with books. But there really is a great thing that you can do with your books, besides having a yard sale, right? So we'll get to that and some more things as we look at great websites.
By the way, these
causes.
are great informative tips.
It's fun.
You should think about having a radio show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You too.
Look
at you with your battery solution.
That's right.
And also what we can do with construction materials. There's
actually
something called...
Yes, now I know a little about that.
There's something called the California Materials Exchange, and we'll get into that because you might have some pieces of wood.
There are some great things out there available.
I know. All right, you're listening to Home Wizards. We love to help improve your home and improve your life. The fun continues. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, by the way. And we'll be back in just a moment here on KFWB News Talk 980.
Everything you own in the box to the left. In the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, it's my body. Please don't touch. And keep talking and let's get it. Could you walk inside? If you don't scrub that kitchen floor.
rock and roll no more. Yakety yak.
Don't know that.
Welcome back, Home Wizards. We love to improve your home and improve your life.
Well, and we also love to give shouts out to our friends who are listening. And little Bobby T out there talking about the battery-saving device that he suggested. So thank you, Bobby T, for that tip.
Wasn't that coincidental?
Wasn't that nice?
That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So, but the lesson, in case you missed it, was if you have batteries and you, instead of taking them to the hazmat, check-in.
Sometimes when they're used in production, there's also a tremendous amount of life left over in them because these meters show that you have to get rid of them just to be safe. But then you can still run all your toys and your flashlights and all sorts of other stuff. So if you know people in production company business, get the batteries.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about things that you can donate and get rid of because it is springtime. It's spring cleaning, and before you can really clean, you've got to kind of downsize your stuff. And then before you downsize your stuff, there's that angst of, well, where's it going to go? You don't want to throw it away. Yes, you could have a yard sale. Yes, you could try eBay and all that stuff. But what about finding a home for it with someone that really needs it?
Yeah, and some people I think are motivated by selling in terms of a garage sale. Some people are motivated by donation, but also I think there are a tremendous amount of people that just don't want to throw stuff out. They want to find a home. They want to help somebody with what they've had. I think it's a really nice thing to do.
So here we have books, right? Everyone has books sitting around the house.
Yeah.
The easiest thing to do with the pile of books, of course, is you can donate them to your local library.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to probably have a fundraiser, and then they'll buy some of the books and keep some of the books and have them there for you to check them out.
Yeah, and then in my case, it's the kids' books. We have 3 ages of kids at home, and so we've got this hand-me-down thing that happens. But now Willow, my daughter, is to a point where she's not reading some of her stuff. So now we have to purge and give it away back to other kids somehow. So where do you go?
So libraries is a good start.
Okay.
There also is a great, great cause called Books Through Bars. And it's basically books to prisoners. And there's a number of these organizations. You can go to the different websites, but if you try, Books Through Bars, it's a place where everything from your old dictionary and thesaurus to how-to books, books on yoga, health, all those things are really of value, because it's something that you're going to be helping promote someone's education. They're behind bars.
That's fantastic.
So either, library and, of course, schools. I think a lot of schools have fundraisers with the books. So instead of just throwing them away or just, giving them without really knowing where they're going, these are some people who would really, really appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now to materials. So let's say that you have all kinds of materials sitting around. There's a group called California Materials Exchange. And basically, it's a portal that connects businesses and schools and manufacturers and homeowners with basically other people's treasure. Anything from, old supplies, construction materials.
Yes.
And they'll find a home for.
Now, here's what you're going to get when you deal with stuff like this, and it's fantastic. Salvage yards, reclamation yards, all that kind of stuff. You can have old sinks, bathtubs, clawfoot tubs. I found several of those in the past. You can refinish them easily. There's lumber out there that has been demoed out of a house. It's like existing beams that are real old, true 2x4s. Now they're only 1.5 by 3.5. They used to really be 2 inches by 4 inches. That wood can sit in a pile for years in a reclamation yard, and it's totally fine. So oftentimes I recommend when people are out there on a budget trying to find ways to help improve their home, you can find these different areas or these different services and get some great stuff in these salvage yards.
Yeah, so either if you're on the receiving end or the donating end,
exactly.
Either way. How about, while we're moving on to C's, carpeting? Do you know that there's about 4 billion pounds of carpet that ends up in the landfill every year?
Hold on. Don't know if I want someone else's carpet.
I know.
Does that really feel like it?
No. Hold on a second.
Okay,
Just
go.
hold on. Hear me out. You're giving it to somebody else. They're going to want this. You might try Habitat for Humanity. And also there's another one. There's a lot of the building materials groups that will take the carpet and then turn it into something else. So anyway, just consider doing that. There's a group called the Environmental Recovery and Consolidation Service, and they basically know how to use the environmentally unfriendly carpet and then turn it into something else.
And I will say I have taken carpet out of houses, and there are sections that are really in great shape.
Yeah.
And we've cut those away and used that. So, yes, I have done that.
Yeah.
But it just feels kind of when you pull an old carpet up, it's like,
It's
ew,
dirty
ew,
and
pet stain.
I know, gross. How about CDs and DVDs? You know?
Well, that's something you can totally benefit from.
Well, you can actually fix your damaged CDs by mailing them to this group called Aural Tech, AURAL Tech, and basically for a few bucks, you can then spruce up all the damaged CDs. There's also another group that's called Techno Trash or Green Disc. You can send it to Green Disc, and they will claim and they will recycle and reuse all of your CDs and DVDs.
You know what I see a lot of makeup artists doing?
What's that?
They use CDs to mix their makeup on.
Oh, sure. Like
as
it's
a little palette.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, too.
Although I've also seen CDs used as art or even as coasters.
And also to kind of discourage birds from landing in certain areas, you can make a little mobile out of them.
Yeah. There's also a group called the CD Recycling Center of America that will take your CDs and they will recycle them for free.
Or in the case of my home, my kids put helmets on and then they throw CDs at each other like throwing stars from a Bruce Lee movie.
Great. Yeah. Cell phones, we all know that cell phones, I mean, we go through how many cell phones, but there's a great website called charitablerecycling.com, and that's a great way to find out a lot of homes for your wireless technology, because we go through, I mean, how often do you go through a cell phone?
Every year and a half.
Yeah,
and furthermore, answering machines. Remember answering machines?
Yes.
Now I actually have 3 of them sitting in a room somewhere I have to get rid of.
So you want to go then to charitablerecycling.com, and they'll help you with all of your kind of wireless technology. Computers, of course, the cost of a new computer, even a decent one is out of the financial reach for a lot of people. And so computers, believe it or not, of course, will be welcomed. There's a lot of different groups. There's a great group in Brea called Computers for Kids, computers with a K, computers for kids, and they'll take really old Macs and they turn them into what's called a Macquarium.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. And but it's helping kids in technology. There's also in Livermore in California the Vintage Computer Festival, and they will collect super old computers. And if your computer is beyond the donating stage, you probably need to take it somewhere where it's disposed of properly, of course, because of the hazardous chemicals that are in a computer.
Yeah, there's a place allgreenrecycling.com that does that.
That's a good one.
Fantastic.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
How about corks? Now, who doesn't collect a wine cork or two? Now, I've been known to collect a lot of them for mulch. They make great top dressing in a container for your plants.
I have 4 corks from last night's party.
So, all right, but here's a really great company. It's in Missouri. It's called Yemm, Y-E-M-M, and Hart, and they collect all of your cork stoppers, and they basically turn them into incredible things. So if you just go to Yemm and Hart, and they love your champagne corks, your wine corks, and isn't that a great cause?
Have you ever made a cork board out of wine corks? That's actually really fun.
Or
hot glue gun.
Yes.
Put the corks on and you glue them together.
In different angles. Almost like it's a tile mosaic.
Exactly.
Herringbone.
Oh, my goodness, that would be nice.
Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be great.
Horizontal, vertical, horizontal.
And you can pin up a note that says "Save Corks."
Yeah. So check out Yemm and Hart, and they'll take your corks. Crayons. Now, there's a woman in Minnesota who collects crayons, and she recycles them into this crazy crayons through her crazy crayon recycling program. I mean, you probably have a lot of crayons around the house.
I have crazy crayons.
You have crazy crayons.
I really do. I got tons of crayons in my house.
Yeah. So, I mean, every time, let's say if you go to a restaurant, or maybe you work at a restaurant that gives out crayons, to kids.
Love that.
The draw at the table, right?
Yeah.
You can then give them to Luann, and it's really amazing.
What's she do with them, I wonder?
She collects the crayons and she turns them into this complete goo, if you will, and she makes things out of them. So it's a great.
I wonder if you can make candles out of crayon.
You can make crayons. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So check that out. And then dishes. Do you have a lot of old dishes that might be broken?
I
or
do.
They have a chip on them?
Is this show all about me? You're talking about what I have.
No, I have
at my
them.
house.
I have a lot of chips every now and then in our.
No, I have it. I have
our
everything.
Everyday dishware, right?
Yep.
And you can either, now the set is broken. You can try to buy one more to complete the set, or you can, of course, turn it into a mosaic. Have you ever chipped those the
have.
plates?
I've made a very beautiful installation at a restaurant on La Cienega, as a matter of fact,
Really?
out of old saucers.
Really?
It was fantastic. And then it turned into a Japanese restaurant. Broke my heart forever.
Huh. Okay.
But I have pictures of it if you'd like to see it. We'll put it up on the website, yourhomewizards.com.
Because it is. The mosaics can be so pretty, and there's so many people that love it.
Can I just, to one point here?
Yeah.
When we come back from a break, can we talk about the china that I have?
Sure, we can.
Okay, good.
And you might want to check out this website, brokentile.com. That has a list of places where you can take the brokentile.com.
Great.
All right, you're listening to Home Wizards as we're helping you this springtime downsize your stuff, but also find a way to get rid of some of the stuff and really find a worthy and welcoming home for things that are still in pretty good condition. I mean, yes, you could sell them. Yes, you could have a yard sale. Yes, you could take it to eBay and so forth. But we're looking at ways you can donate your things and know that in your heart of hearts that someone is really needing it and loving it. So we'll continue our list with some more great ideas coming up next. You're listening to Home Wizards. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole. Be sure to check us out on the website, yourhomewizards.com. We're back in a flash. Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards, where we love to help improve your home and improve your life. I'm Cindy Dole.
I'm Eric Stromer, and I tell you, I found a glasses website, since you were talking about recycling glasses, where you can take a picture of your own face and then try glasses on your own face.
To see how it looks?
To see how
That's
it looks.
Kind of fun.
Isn't that amazing?
So we're talking about,
it's glassesusa.com.
Glasses USA. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about ways that you can downsize your stuff around the house, around your apartment, besides, of course, selling it or having, a garage sale, all that stuff, or just taking it down to the Salvation Army. I do that all the time. Very valuable. But there are other very specific niche groups that need certain things all the time. And who doesn't have leftover eyeglasses sitting around the house? I do. Or maybe leftover sunglasses, right? And so there's this great, great group and a website that I want to turn you on to. It's called New Eyes for the Needy. And have you been to the website?
I saw it.
New Eyes for the Needy.
And, of course, Jake Gyllenhaal is on the site. He's probably helping him get the word out. Yeah.
So New Eyes for the Needy. And this is the website where you can donate your glasses, and they will find a great home for them. I mean, there's a lot of people all over the world that can't afford corrective lenses. And so anyway, what a great cause.
That is great.
So that's kind of a fun thing to be thinking about.
Yeah, because when you think about it, a pair of glasses is going to be between $85 and $250, right?
Oh, easily.
So it would be such a help to have that service.
Yeah. So New Eyes for the Needy is a great one to consider. Now, there's other things that probably you're trying to get rid of around the house that are taking up space. Hangers. You have hangers. Of course, dry cleaners will take them back.
Yeah.
Those old metal hangers, because we want you to get rid of the wire hangers and have a more, more suitable.
Well, the wood hangers prevent you from cramming too much in your closet.
Right. But they do. But I need a little crammage.
No one needs a little crammage. That is not acceptable.
By the way, I like space.
Keep in mind, I spent 3 years on an organization and design TV show, and I had an expert there talking about the wire hangers. And the wire hangers make you force stuff in the closet for your forcage and your crammage.
I'm getting something in between the wire and
You're
the wood.
You're defending your position right now, aren't you? On
I'm a little defensive.
More stuff. I know you are. I feel it.
I'm a little defensive. Okay,
I'm
going
to have to go in and look at your closet.
Okay.
I'm going to take care of you.
Can
I talk to you about my china?
Please.
Okay. So I have this beautiful china from my wife's grandmother. And my daughter always takes it out and she breaks handles off of these cups all the time.
Not on purpose. I mean, she's not chewing on them.
No, she's not chewing on them, but, she puts dirt in them and little fairies are flying around and bam, the handle comes off, right?
She puts dirt in them.
She puts dirt in them, makes them into little planters. She's really into making little mini terrariums. It's not neat when it's antique china, by the way. So the handles all come off, and it's to the point now where the collection is taking up space of cups with broken handles. It's that fine bone china, which actually has real bone in it. Did you ever know this?
I didn't know that.
They actually have a real bone.
Not
ground
human
up.
bone.
No, I hope not. But they do. So what do you do with china? Do we know? Do we recycle?
Well,
do you sell? Do you repair
again,
it? How do you do that?
Dishes broken or intact, you want to make sure that you go to brokentile.com.
I'm going to take a look there.
That's the website, and they have all kinds of avenues in terms of turning it into a mosaic class or whatever.
Do you have the china?
I do have the
and
china.
What do you do with yours?
With mine, I save them, and you could also sell them to.
But do you
antique
use
stores.
the china,
I
or
do.
does it just sit there in a cabinet?
I have some on display. I have some that I use, and I have even more because it was handed down that's sitting in the garage.
See, I don't know if I want the china.
Okay.
I just don't, because I don't know if I want to have something you only use once a year, and then you're afraid you're going to break it.
Why don't you create a box for each of your 3 kids, and they're going to each have a small
You mean so they can acquire more junk for their
No, a
house?
family heirloom. Anyway, I guess we're getting nowhere on the china.
Wait, just look at the glasses on my face that
That's
I created.
Oh,
Do you
that's
like
cute.
this? You
That's-
can
what
superimpose
website is
glasses
that?
on your own face. GlassesUSA.com.
Right. How about hats? Who doesn't have spare hats
Boy,
sitting
do I
around?
have a lot of
Ball
hats.
hats. There's this wonderful website called heavenlyhats.com, and it's hats for cancer patients.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
Isn't that sweet?
It sure is.
And this was a little charity group. It is a charity group that was formed by a young boy.
Oh.
So I found this and I thought, gosh, we have a lot of hats sitting around the house. Straw hats, ball hats, hats that are just sitting there. Why not make someone smile? They're going through chemotherapy. They lost their hair. Give them a great hat. So check it out.
Very nice idea.
Heavenlyhats.com.
Yeah.
Jigsaw puzzles. Do you have a lot of jigsaw
man,
puzzles?
I got a lot of jigsaw puzzles with missing pieces.
Okay.
Does that frustrate you to no end, actually, when you have
It
those?
can.
I make that makes me crazy.
Do you like jigsaw puzzles? You put them
You know,
together?
I do. I sometimes in the summer when I'm, on
Yes.
vacation, I'll do
In
a
Michigan,
puzzle.
you're doing that, aren't you?
Yes, I'll play
Well,
the solitaire. I'll do the jigsaw puzzle.
Fun, Scrabble. Why don't you check out this website? It's called British Jigsaw Puzzle Library. Okay, British Jigsaw Puzzle Library. And basically, this is a group that collects puzzles.
And what do they do with them, I wonder?
They receive donations of collectible. They would not want the puzzle that is missing a piece. But they're
No.
going if it has all the pieces intact, they collect old puzzles.
That's a great
Isn't that
idea.
great?
Yeah.
And basically, when you go there, even some libraries, by the way, they sponsor puzzle exchanges, so you can trade your old puzzles for new ones.
Yeah, because once you've done the scene of the hummingbird and the grizzly bear together,
Or the lighthouse. You've got the lighthouse.
Oh, who doesn't? Oh, my dentist has an entire lighthouse-themed bathroom.
Oh, no.
So when you go into the restroom to get your gargle on before you go in, exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's right. That's why I'm forced to get the nitrous oxide every single time I go to the dentist.
What about light bulbs? As far as we can tell, no one wants a used incandescent light bulb. They are
No.
non-recyclable, but you can find a cool craft project that makes Christmas ornaments out of them, right?
I would love to have that. Because
Anyway.
yeah, seriously, what the light bulbs? It's such a waste when they're
It
done,
is.
right?
And the
they
floor-
get thrown in a landfill. Done. End of story.
I know.
Terrible.
And there's a little bit of mercury in there, so
Yes.
I know. Let's also talk about medical equipment, supplies, and drugs, okay? So all throughout the state, there's different groups. There's one in Santa Barbara called Direct Relief International. Now, they can't take medical products for individuals because of the pharmacy law, but there are a lot of other groups like Operation Giving Back to donate. Maybe you have some medical equipment that, you had someone living at your house.
Well, in my mom's case, you've got about 3
A
different
walker,
kinds of walkers
yeah,
or canes that don't really
exactly.
serve her anymore.
And this could serve a purpose for somebody else, so consider that.
Yeah.
What about used cardboard boxes? Do you have a lot of those old boxes sitting around?
Right now in the back of my truck, when you come to my car with me
Yeah.
today after the show, you will see about 20 boxes.
And that's because of your trip to Costco.
I went to Costco. I
They have
purchased,
that's not a full
I got
box, though. Those are
tires, I got celery, and I got some Vaseline.
Uh-huh.
And you get the big box, and there you have it.
Well, cardboard boxes, there's a great website called usedcardboardboxes.com. And
Really?
so you can do that, or you can also post an ad on Craigslist. But usedcardboardboxes.com, if you have 20 or more reusable of these boxes, you can contact them, and they will then sell them to other people.
Well, that's
And it
great.
might be just worth it to get them off your back.
Well, for moving
you know?
purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
someone-
you got to go buy, these box stores.
And they're expensive.
They're expensive.
Boxes
are.
can
Yeah.
be really, really expensive.
Yeah.
How about pots and pans? Who doesn't have a lot of old pots and pans? Now, before you just, throw them away, I mean, of course, you could have them repaired, but sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes if it's just an old pot or pan, I would suggest there's a lot of shelters and battered women's shelters where they've created like little temporary household scenarios for them, and they need pots and pans.
You know what? My wife did a choreographed piece for women in a battered home shelter, and they all participated in this dance.
Oh, how nice.
It was beautiful. And the body language that came out of these people in a performance was just overwhelmingly beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
I'll get that website for you. I can't remember the name, but it was a woman named Sarah Elgart. It was her company. It was just beautiful.
I bet it was very emotional.
It was great, yeah.
Huh. So check out, just go online. You can find the different battered women's shelters or homeless shelters around, and they will be so happy to have your old pots and pans.
Hold on.
Yeah,
question.
What?
How do you know when it's time to throw the pots and pans out? Because I have about 3 pans that are no longer serving me. They stick
then that's
too much.
That's one of it. Well, first of all, how many of the different kinds of pots and pans do you need? So it becomes an issue of not having more than a couple that you need, and then the other, I guess.
I think I might be a pan hoarder.
Or a panhandler. I think that's what you might be.
No, really, because I won't part with these things. I still have too many.
You're a pan holder.
I'm a pan hoarder.
You're a pie. You're a pizza pie hoarder. Because you like to hoard the pizza.
That's true.
I don't think you're a pan hoarder, but I think panhandler.
These are, by the way, bad glasses on me.
I think you need to get offline. Okay. All right, shoes. Here is an excellent website. The people at Nike have this fabulous thing. It's called NikeReuseAshoe.com. NikeReuseAshoe.com. And what they do, they have factories all over the world, and they will turn your shoes, not just tennis shoes, any shoe, okay? NikeReuseAshoe.com. And they turn that rubber into basically a material that can be used in so many different ways. I mean,
that's a great idea.
Yeah. So
hold on, I'm going to this one. What is this?
NikeReuseAshoe.com.
Okay.
Are you going there?
Uh-huh.
So it's who doesn't have a lot of extra shoes? I mean, of
Me,
course,
I have a lot.
You have a lot of extra shoes, and it again doesn't have to be just tennis shoes.
Nope.
Go to NikeReuseAshoe.com.
I wonder what where it goes. It says, let's see.
It goes all over the world and becomes different materials.
Amazing.
Flooring and so forth. How about smoke alarms? Okay, smoke alarms. They contain a small amount of a radioactive material, right? So if your alarm isn't working...
Wait a minute. What are you talking?
1 minute.
Really?
You shouldn't just chuck it in the garbage willy-nilly. So it's called Americium or something like this.
How do you spell it?
It looks like America and then IUM at the end, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But it's a radioactive material, and just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But the main thing is you don't want to throw it in the garbage. So if it isn't working, first you may need a replacement, and First Alert is the common maker of the home alarms, right? But just make sure that you, again, put that in your hazardous materials bin and take that away, all right? All right, when we come back, we have a few more solutions for you. Like, let's say you have old sporting equipment. What, me? Fitness gear that I don't use?
Yes, me neither. No, I have dry cleaner holders, though.
That and more as we
talk
talk
exercise
about
bike.
Spring cleaning and where can you donate your stuff and find a good home for it. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, we're back in a moment here. Home Wizards, improving your home and improving your life after this. Sing it.
Clean up woman. She gets love that you need. That's right.
Yeah, we're cleaning up.
That is not what I do at my house. Clean up woman.
Because you're not the cleanup. You're the cleanup guy.
I'm the cleanup guy, and I put it in a pile.
You're the cleanup
I'm the
fix-it
guy, but a pile guy too.
Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, loving to help put a smile on your face as we improve your home and improve your life. Home Wizards is what it is, and thanks for sharing part of your day with us. We're talking about stuff to get rid of around your place, and it's spring cleaning time. But instead of just throwing things out or just giving things away anywhere, stop and think about all these great websites and niche groups that are just saying, please, I really need your fill in the blank. So we're up to what do you do with sporting gear? You have it. Old sporting gear.
Yes, absolutely. I have a recumbent bike. I've got weights. I've got stuff that just is not going to get used anymore. And
soccer balls.
Many people, by the way, because I've been in so many people's homes in my life, either remodeling their houses or doing shows about their houses. Everybody, I would say, has sporting good equipment that just sits there and holds dry cleaning.
It's sad, isn't it?
It is sad.
And collects dust.
So what do you do with it?
Well, there's a great outfit. You probably have seen it in a lot of strip malls. It's called Play It Again Sports.
Yes, I've actually purchased things from there to continue to pollute my environment with things I don't use.
Well, you could take it back to them again.
I'm going to
try it for a while and anyway, you can sell or trade your used sports stuff there, and it's a franchise. They're all over the place, and they take slightly different things at different places. So you might want to call in advance to see what they might be needing, and also what they're really looking for. In terms of the what's in vogue.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what's the hardest to find? Dumbbell plates. Those are difficult, and they're expensive. If you buy them new, they're not cheap. So if you can get them used, that's a great bargain.
Good
a lot
thing.
of times garage sales have those.
Okay.
Yeah.
From sporting equipment to styrofoam. Do you have styrofoam?
Boy, yeah. Pool stuff, those little noodles that my dog Hazel
peanuts,
chews up.
They're noodles or peanuts or
Yeah,
whatever,
you
right?
call them, yeah.
And basically, it's no one's friend. You get something, you buy something online, here comes the UPS guy,
Yeah.
and then all these little floaties are all over the house, right? And it helps to, I guess, keep the item from being broken, but what are you going to do with it?
Well, it doesn't go away ever.
It doesn't go away.
No.
It's a hazardous situation, but you can donate it to mailboxes, etc.
Oh.
So at least you can get rid of it. It's better than going into a landfill.
It sure is.
It will be reused. So
Bad for the birds, by the way. They don't like the styrofoam.
I know. Don't talk about that. Mailboxes, etc. So go there. There's also something called Plastic Loose Fill Peanuts Hotline. Can you believe it?
Wait, what is it again? That's a tough one.
Plastic Loose Fill Peanuts Hotline.
Can we? I think we.
Hi,
should,
you're on the line. Yeah. This is Loose Peanuts Hotline.
I know.
This isn't the Butterball Hotline.
We have to help them with a new name. That is not going to fly. Come on.
Loose Peanuts. I'm saying it.
It's like red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. That's about as bad as
red
that.
room.
Yeah.
Red room. Anyway, so at least we know that there are uses for those.
Okay, one more time.
You want me to do the
Just
hotline
do it one
again?
more time, hotline.
Hi, you're on the hi. You've called us. 1-800 Plastic Loose Fill Peanuts Hotline. Okay, come on. You're making me flush.
But seriously, it's good to know that exists.
Yeah. All right. So now you know that when you get your gift and you've got the styrofoam, there's a home for it, or again, mailboxes, etc.
Okay.
Suitcases. I love this one. Now, we have a lot of suitcases in our garage. Foster kids. Do you know that foster kids move on an average of 3 to 4 times in their life, and they carry everything they own in a garbage bag?
Really? That's
How sad is that?
It is sad. Come on.
So
we can get them cases, you're saying.
A 10-year-old boy back in the 90s created a charity for foster kids, and it's called Suitcases for Kids. And it's in multiple states, and you go to the website, and it's basically suitcasesforkids.org. Check it out, suitcasesforkids.org. And you can find out, and they'll take the suitcase. You find out how to get it to them, and isn't that neat? They'll have a very worthy foster kid who will really appreciate not having to take things around in a trash bag.
Yeah. That I will say that was my preferred method of travel for many years in college. I would come home from the University of Colorado
with a garbage bag.
With
your
bag.
laundry.
Laundry and like guitars and stuff and then I would just check that on the airplane back when they used to let you do that.
Yeah, that sounds
garbage bag luggage.
Doesn't sound very safe.
It wasn't great.
How about tools?
Oh,
okay.
You're speaking to me.
I know. Well, guess what? There are some good options here. In Philadelphia, there's actually an unwanted tool library. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
So if you go to the website, it's West Philly Tool Library, westphillytools.org. westphillytools.org, and they're actively seeking tool donations of all kind, from power tools to gardening tools to ladders. Isn't that great?
That's kind of great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't need a brand new hammer. You don't need a new ladder. As long as it's working and it's okay, it's absolutely fine.
And Habitat for Humanity. You can just go to habitatforhumanity.org and you can search for the one nearest you by zip code, and they will gladly take your tools.
Great.
Now, have you ever worked with Habitat for Humanity?
I have. I've done quite a few things.
Really?
Yep.
That's something that I want to do.
Very nice thing.
Because you can, they have a waiting list. You can volunteer, and you basically learn all the skills that you need to build a home.
Yeah, and you know what's great about it? You have people that normally don't do that for a living out there helping and learning and sharing, and it's such a great way to get the community to sort of bond together.
It takes everyone's egos out of the mix, right?
It really does. It's really a nice thing
Everyone
to do.
now is just a human being.
Yep.
So a great cause to go to Habitat for Humanity for a couple things, to donate your tools, and maybe while you're there, see if that's something that you want to do, to volunteer for.
Great.
How about toys? Now, in Berkeley, there's a great opportunity. It's called Parents Berkeley EDU, and it's another charity network where they will help you figure out donating and recycling toys of all kinds, from baby gear to children's items to stuffed animals to, Happy Meal toys, So the website is parents.berkeley, as in Berkeley, calberkeley.edu, parents.berkeley.edu.
I can't tell you how many times I used those kinds of stores to get kid toys, bicycles, things like that for my kids. Because, after the first kid, it's sort of like, for example, you drop a spoon with your first kid, you pick it up, you wash it frankly. You have a second kid, you pick it up, you wipe it on your shirt. Third kid, you just pick it up, put it right back in the kid's mouth. You kind of lose your code of ethics and idea of how you're supposed to raise kids after the second child. So you find it's much easier just to go get a used bike somewhere, is my point.
Yeah. So whether you're on the receiving end or, again, the giving end, you know. And then finally, vegetable oil. Now, I don't know if you're going to have a lot of excessive vegetable oil in your home. Probably more along the lines of a restaurant. But there are groups. There's a group called Alternative Fuel Foundation where they will take your leftover yellow grease, so to speak.
Well, you can run old diesel Mercedes on that stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these cars? They drive around like an 87 Mercedes diesel. You can go to a restaurant, get their oil, literally put it right in your car, and then the only downside is that your car smells like French fries.
I was going to say, they have the best French fries in town.
Yeah.
Very good. So hopefully you are inspired to give some of your things to some of these different niche sites and causes from A to Z. And we're going to put all the links on our website at yourhomewizards.com. And be sure to let us know. You can talk to us throughout the week on Facebook. Go to Facebook/Eric Stromer, or Facebook Follow Cindy, or Facebook Home Wizards, and ask us what it is that you're trying to get rid of or declutter. So hopefully this will help you.
It's really a lot of great information. Thank you.
Yeah, doesn't it feel good?
I think I might get the piles out of my house today.
The shoes. I love what Nike is doing.
20 million shoes since 1990.
They're making tracks out of it. It's great to use. It's so nice to know that the things that we accumulate, because we live in such a world of excess, that there's a better home somehow when you're ready to downsize.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
So thank you. So check it out. Just go to yourhomewizards.com and email us and let us know how we can help you. So thanks for hanging out with us. You're listening to Home Wizards. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole. We love to help improve your home and improve your life.